Good morning. It is another beautiful day here in Austin.
Yes.
So last night we ended up finishing all of the priming of the whole house, and then I went through, of course, as you saw, and filled in all of the gaps in the drywall. Now today is taping time. There's a few things we need to get at Home Depot, so that's where we're headed now, and then we'll head to the house after that.
Yep. It's becoming his favorite store. I think it's my least favorite, but
I do enjoy it.
It's fun seeing the progress after you go and you purchase what you need at Home Depot.
Yeah, it is definitely we're at the point of no return now. I mean, all of our walls are primed, painted white, and we are right in the thick of it, but it's kind of also like a blank canvas now, because it's getting to the point where everything is bare white, one color, and now we get to start making it our own.
Disclaimer, he's not saying we're regretting what we're doing.
No.
However, we did have a moment when we thought, okay, we bought a brand new home that was already finished, not to what we would have preferred, and we wanted to put our own stamp on it. So that's what he's referring to, because we had oh my gosh, what did we just do?
Yeah, because yesterday, once we got done priming, we kind of stood back and everything looked completely, what a home would look like mid-renovation. And we were like, oh my God, are we in over our head? But it's just a moment of insecurity. Everything is gonna be great. We're excited to keep pushing forward.
Yes, this is our first time ever doing this.
It is.
And we're fairly coming out unscathed. I mean, your relationship has to be strong in order to do this.
That is,
and you
for
have
sure.
to be able to communicate. It's definitely a challenge.
Also, side note, our moms got their second vaccine yesterday, so they are not feeling too great today. So we'll be checking in on them kind of on and off all day today as well. But I am hoping to get the entire home taped. I'm going to throw on music and just work from one end of the house to the other. So that should be an all-day process.
Yes, and I'm actually going to drop him off, and I'm going to head back to the house and spend some time with our puppies, because I feel like they need that.
Yeah.
And I'm going to get some stuff done around our other house so I can get that ready for the move.
But we will see you when we get to the house. All right, so we just got back to the house. Well, Ryan dropped me off. He went home to start packing. But I've just started my taping process. I have 2 seams done, about 100 more to go. So let's do it. All right, so now I'm working on the corner. So I have all of my seams are done in this room, and now I'm starting on the corners. So I packed my corner with a very thick bead of mud all the way down, and then I measured out my drywall tape for this one. Normally I just put up the tape as I go and cut once I get to the bottom of once I get to the floor. But this one I measured out because I need to be able to fold it and then lay it up into the corner. So that's what I'm going to do now. Let's see, it's about right there. It's about right there. And then just push it into the seam, make sure it is aligned properly, and then take it all the way down. And there we go. So the corner tape is in. Now I'm going to go through and press that tape into the mud on both sides. And normally I have both hands working, so It's normally a lot easier and quicker, but just go in and press this mud, or I'm sorry, press the tape into the mud. And then once I have that tape pressed in, I'll go over with a light coat of mud over the top, just to kind of seal it all together, and then I'll continue on my way. I have one more corner to do in this room, and then this room is complete, and I'll move on to the next. All right, so I am at a stopping point, and Ryan just arrived with some lunch for us. Hi.
Hi. We're gonna try this Popeye's chicken sandwich. I'm sure a lot of people have already tried it, but we're gonna try it now.
We have not had it yet. All right, so as an update, we have this front bedroom is completely taped and floated, and the seams are starting to get lighter because it is drying. Everything is drying nice and smooth. I like it. Second bedroom, everything is taped except the corners. Those are the bane of my existence, and I'll be doing those last, but everything else is taped. So now I just taped the two seams over their back door, and I'm currently working on this nice one right here. Alright, so right now I'm embedding the tape into that mud, and then I'm going to take a small bead of mud, run it across the top, and I'm going to feather out my edges. And what I mean by that is so that I don't have this stuff right here drying like that. Normally you would pass down, and it looks like it would be okay. But once it dries, that will be a small raised edge right here. So what I do is I take my knife, I put my finger, I take my knife, I put my finger on the right side and I press down, and then I run it again, and it makes that edge even more feathered. So that way it's coming from a high point to a low point. So if you look on the right and the left, it's going from, the left is going from a high point and it's uniform all the way across. The right side goes from a high point and then it feathers into what's already there. So here's a before and after. So now I'm going to put my finger on the left side. So here's what this looks like before and after. You just kind of feather that edge in. So after I get done embedding this tape all the way in, I feather out my edges to make a nice clean look. That way it's just easier to sand as well. Okay, so I have the top part of the tape embedded and feathered out. Now I'm working on this right here. I wanted to show you a little bit better what I meant by the feathering of the edge. So I already did my top coat on the tape. That is Ryan texting me. Okay. So I did my top coat on the tape. So this is a messy edge here. Even if I were to take it straight down, you can see that there's still a jagged edge there. And if you were to look to the side, probably not on the camera, but if you look to the side, it is a raised edge. It would take a lot more work to sand that into a smooth, uniform surface rather than feathering out that edge like I was talking about. You can sand it off, but it's going to be hard to get a clean transition from the raised part of the tape to the flat part of the wall. So again, what I do is I take, forgive my knife, it's very dirty right now. So I take my finger, whatever, depending on the side that I'm doing, I'm wanting to feather to the right. So I take my finger and I apply pressure on the right. So that's what it looks like before. I apply pressure on the right and just run my pass. And it takes that jagged edge and kind of smooths it into the wall. And I'm doing it on camera, so it's a little bit harder to see. All right, so now the left side, I'm just gonna flip it. I put my pressure on the left side of the knife. That could be cleaner. There we go. So there's a really big difference between this and then that. So this is gonna be a lot easier and cleaner to sand tomorrow before I do my top coat on it. All right guys, it is approaching midnight tonight. Ryan just got here. He was at home packing up the kitchen. It looks great. He was sending me pictures. I'm calling it a night because unfortunately I didn't get finished with the whole home. I kind of thought I was going to, but I didn't. But that's okay. Actually, it all works out because our deck guy, the guy who's gonna build our deck and install our floors, he called me today and let me know that the weather that we just had over the past couple of days set him back. So he's gonna be out on Wednesday instead of on Monday. So I don't feel too bad having to carry this over into tomorrow. And this is the hardest part, actually applying the tape to the wall. Once I'm doing my final coats, that's quick and easy. This is the time consuming part.
Also, we still have like 17 days before we're gonna
Move
in. So,
but this is an exciting phase because once the tape and the float is done, all we have to do is prime those joints again, and it's time to start painting. And that's when things are going to start coming together and our vision is going to flourish.
And you guys are going to see it all in front of you.
Yes. But it is late. I'm exhausted. I think we're going to end this vlog here and we will pick up tomorrow with the new one.
And no, he's not drunk. He's just tired.
I am so tired. I'm almost delirious. Like I'm going to go home and just probably fall asleep on the drive home. If you are new here, thank you for stopping by. While you're here, hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and
ring the bell
so you can be notified every time I put out a new video. If you're not new here, welcome back and thank you for sticking around. If you are new here though, this channel has a wide range of topics, primarily travel and flight attendant life. If you are into either of those two, go check those out as well as the first couple videos of this series. We will see you next week.
Bye.